So I will once again explain. So I'm going to explain crowding out and fiscal policy. So here what you show is the ISLM curve, which explains how the crowding out happens because of an expansionary fiscal policy. And look at the figure, we see that along the x-axis income is shown, and along the y-axis interest rate, and IS curve slopes downward from left to right, showing that there is an inverse connection between interest rate and income, and LM curve slopes upward, showing a positive connection between interest rate and income, and E is the point of equilibrium, that is the initial point of equilibrium, where we have the equilibrium level of income Y0 and interest rate I0, and the LM curve remains the constant because we don't consider any change in the money supply. And let us suppose that expansionary fiscal policy happens. That means government spending increases, and as a result, income goes up by a multiple of the government spending. If the government spending is raised by 100 crore, then the income will be raised by 300 crore, provided the value of multiplier is 3. And income will be raised by 200 crore, provided the value of multiplier is 2. So change in government spending times multiplier will give you the change in income. Delta Y by delta I is called the investment multiplier. Now we increase the government spending, and increase in government spending can be shown as a parallel upward shift of the IS curve, and IS curve shifts from IS0 to IS1. New equilibrium has been established at point E1, where the shifted IS curve IS1 cuts the LM curve. And at the new equilibrium point, we see that the income has gone up from Y0 to Y1, and interest rate has also increased from I0 to I1. So this is what will happen as a result of the shift in the IS curve, upward shift in the IS curve. Now we say that if interest rate stays at I0, then we would be able to have a level of income up to Y2, or the expansionary fiscal policy would have resulted in an increase in income from Y0 to Y2 had the interest rate stayed at I0. But in practice, actually, interest rate has also gone up from I0 to I1, as a result of which income has increased only from Y0 to Y1. The reason for this is crowding out. That means if interest rate stays at I0, we would move from point E to E2. Okay, but now we have moved from point E to E1. It does mean that increase in rate of interest has resulted in the reduction of private investment, which is called crowding out. So we explained this with the help of this paragraph. The reason that income rises only to Y1 rather than to Y2 is that the rise in the interest rate from I0 to I1 reduces the level of private investment spending. We say that the increase in government spending crowds out private investment or investment spending. And crowding out occurs when expansionary fiscal policy causes interest rate to rise, thereby reducing private spending, particularly the level of investment. So it's clear that we have not moved from Y0 to Y2. We have only moved from Y0 to Y1. The reason for this is that increase in rate of interest from I0 to I1 has resulted in the reduction of private spending. As a result, we have not got an increase in income from Y0 to Y2. So this figure clearly explains the crowding out. So if crowding out doesn't take place, then we will get a high increase in the level of income from Y1 to Y2. But unfortunately, how crowding out has taken place here, as a result of which income has moved only from Y0 to Y1. So it's what's called crowding out. So crowding out is an important problem with the fiscal policy. So it is related to the fiscal policy.